Hello everyone. This video is about the Sudoku solver project detailed explanation. So actually this the code the core of the code is not created by me, especially the Sudoku checker and the Sudoku reader. Is I copied this from the textbook Intro to Java Programming by the author is Liang. You can see the full information in my presentation video. So let's begin from the checker. Also, you can also take a screenshot of my code and then create your own Sudoku solver to run it. See if uh, it is efficiency or you can improve it. And here is the class Sudoku checker. I make a final variable here. Final variable here is the size is 9. Here is the static function if is eligible format to check if that that Sudoku puzzle is eligible. That means only the 9 by 9 two-dimensional array, and then each element is from 0 to 9. I input 0 here to present that's the empty cell in the puzzle. And then this function is check if that number is unique in the row. And the same reason is it unique in column. Is it unique in the grid? So there's one important part is to figure out this position belong to which 3 by 3 grid. Now let's check whether this board ij is valid in the 3 by 3 grid. I take a square root of here. The square root is equal to 3, and then I take the grid row star and grid column star. This result is return 0, 3, or 6. So on here the if block to check if it is unique in the grid. If not, then return false. The one thing is skip itself and check other elements. And then the next is valid number. To use the previous 3 function to check to determine is this number input is valid or not. And then the next function is to check if that 9 by 9 grid is a Sudoku solution or not. Here is very similar with the is eligible format. One difference is on here, the if block. Here to check if the element in the array is less than 1 or larger than 9, or is not a valid number, then return false. Otherwise, return true. And the final function here is to check is this two Sudoku is the same or not. Actually, is just put in two array and then compare each element of the array. Then second one is the Sudoku solver. Sudoku solver also has the final static variable here, and then the first function is get the free cell list. That is the get all the empty cell. Then I use the two-dimensional array to store the location of the empty cell. Here to determine the number of the free cell. Here is if the element in the board is equal to 0, and then the number of free cell is +1. Then the next step is store the free cell position into a free cell list. That is also a two-dimensional array. For this one, there's using a nested for loop to get if the board ij is equal to 0, and then store the position of that location. So it's the store the I and j. Then there's two search function. One is public to allow other class to call this function. One is private to associate with this public search function. Here the search is get the free cell list first, and then pass the position, the search from the free cell 0, pass the free cell list, and pass the original board. That this board represent the Sudoku puzzle. Then search a solution start from the kth free cell in the free cell list. On here, if the k is less than the size of the free cell list, it will continue to process. Otherwise, it will return true. That means all the free cells are filled. Then return to here. Then first step is retrieve the location of the free cell. That is get the location from the free cell list. Then is try to insert a number from 1 to 9 using a for loop. Try from 1 and then end of 9. Try to insert the I. Plug in to check. Backtrack to get the answer. So on this if block to check if this number is valid. So that means is to check it if it is unique in the row, column, and board. If this one return true, and then it will continue to check this one, search k plus 1, move to the next position, and then go on to do this, to call itself step by step, and then it will, if all the free cell is filled, it will return true. Otherwise, no solution at that current position k. Backtrack to k minus 1. That means the this times program meets the endpoint. It need to return to the previous decision point, and then the board is to reset that position to be a free cell again, and then return false. That is these two class is the core of the Sudoku checker and solver. Then I have another class is Sudoku reader. Sudoku reader has two private variable. There's the file. This file is to retrieve the Sudoku from this file, and the array list, the kind of the array list is stored the Sudoku puzzle. Let's talk about the Sudoku puzzle first. Sudoku puzzle is include a puzzle itself. The solution, the Boolean value is set up, is solved, the string level. So this is the default constructor, and then when create a Sudoku puzzle object, it will call the default constructor. Then if you successfully create an object of this, you need to set up the puzzle. Setup is get a two-dimensional array and the string for the level, and then call the Sudoku checker is eligible format. Then if it is true, then the puzzle is set to this puzzle, and then copy the puzzle. It means on here, copy the puzzle. That is copy the puzzle to the solution to avoid once change the puzzle, if you make it change everything. So once finished copy, and then its setup is set to true. The level is set to this level string, and then another public function is solve the puzzle. So if the is setup Boolean value is true, and this Sudoku search function returns true, and then this is solved value variable will reset to true. Otherwise, it will keep false. And then I have this class also have another public function. That's the getter, only the getter. So this is get the puzzle, get the puzzle number. So that's the get the specific number in the puzzle. Use the I and J to determine the location. Get the solution number in the specific location. Get is set up. Also, there's three getter. And then return to talk about the reader. Now here is the Sudoku reader. Read the file and the Sudoku list. Also, here is a constructor, and this throw the IO exception because to create to read the file. This read the file private function also throw the IO exception because of the uh, file reader and the buffer reader needed. So I use the file reader and the buffer reader to read this file. So on here, I will very slow to show the code because I'm not really good at how to explain it. So you can take a screenshot and copy it to your work environment to figure out how this code works. So read the file. I use a temp line to store the template line. The Sudoku puzzle example is look like this. I read this file line by line. Once read I read every line and then create one Sudoku puzzle. So the reader here is using a while loop. I create the temp board to store the line. Temp line equal buffer reader read line. Why temp line is not null? Separate the element from the template line. String element equal the temp line split by the comma. Record the data if eligible. If the element length equal the size, which is 9, and the count is less than 9, then record the row. Pass the count element. This is a string array, and then the temperature board to the record row. That is record to put in the count. The count is means on which row to put the number into this two-dimensional array. And then once it record success, and then the count is +1. If the other else is element length is not equal to the size, so the level is set to that string. Reset the count and the temp board. If the count is equal to 9, that means it's finished read one Sudoku. Then reset the count to 0, and then create a new Sudoku puzzle and set up, and add this Sudoku puzzle to the Sudoku list. And then the temp board is also reset to a new two-dimensional array, and the level also reset. And then the program will process the next line until the temp line is equal to null. So this is a get Sudoku list. And then the next step is go to the Sudoku graphic user interface. Now this GUI is extend the border pane. Oh damn, so long to explain. I don't want to explain actually. I only want to show my code and let you to copy it. Actually it's not copy, just look at it and type it by your own. Oh damn. For this graphic user interface, you can check my other episode to see how the graphic user interface looks like. That is the demo video there. So there's a result. This text file is for the feedback, and grid pen for Sudoku in the center. There's one grid pen, and the text file. The type is the text file. Actually, is a two-dimensional array, and set on the left is a button. This button is to get the Sudoku. This is the right text file. It shows the Sudoku level, and there's four button in the bottom. This button so actually this is not the. This is the unused button. I actually I want to set on action on this button to solve the Sudoku step by step, but I forced. I cannot finish it. And the button check, button clear, set up. This is a constructor. Initialize the variables, blah blah blah. Here you can copy it. Actually, it's not no special. Just initialize the element of the graphic user interface, and set the properties of every element. And then you can pause and take a screenshot here, and then code on your work environment to read it, get more detail from this code. Hey, this is the setup form. Actually, this setup form is set up the center grid pen, which is the body of this GUI. Here is set up the form. Set up this is a very long class. So set the properties of the pen for Sudoku. Now and then create a nested grid pen for 3x3 box. For the box row, there's a nested for loop. Then make a grid pen. Actually, this is the 9 grid pen. This grid pen is for the 3x3 grid. And then this is inside this nested for loop. There's another nested for loop. Is create the initialize the little box for the 3x3 grid. And then this is set the prefer width and height, set the font size, and then box pen add the text file to the grid pen, align the text to the center, then pen for Sudoku add here this grid pen at the box pen, and then move on. is a function that gets Sudoku text file input. It read all the text file and then make it in a two-dimensional array. For nested for loop, and then get it. And other function is create a Sudoku text file, and this is get feedback, then get button. The following is get the button, get the element from the graphic user interface, and then move on. The main application, the main app is extend the application. Then is override the star. The star function is look like this, and then move on. You can take a screenshot and copy it to your work environment. Here's the setup action for all the buttons. So every button has its own setup function here. Displays look puzzle here. Clear the form here. Solve the puzzle. It's here. And then displayed an internal solution. Solve the customized Sudoku, and then check the solution. This is for the button solve visible, but if I want to make it solve it step by step automatically, and then make a animation, but I use the flat slip to realize that function, but it will make the whole application crashed. So I give up there. This is validate input, the main function. Whew, that's a long video. That's it.